Okay, let's do it. Well...
Oh.
Fish, you can't tell me a joke.
I did that deliberately.
I just didn't bother.
I did that
This is some kind of,
deliberately.
like, testosterone festival, so I decided not to.
No, the way it was is that Jamie wanted me to be part of a joke, and then I just thought, I can fuck him over on this, so I'll do it.
I mean, it's a rite of passage for every group of guys and one girl to do a Three Stooges reference. Come on.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh.
I hate you. Welcome to the Comic Con Inspirational Minds podcast, where we talk about everything that's gaming, anime, comics, and everything in between. Introducing to us today is Haruko.
Hello!
Rejoining us after a while is Copper from With Great Power Reviews.
Hi.
And joining us, unfortunately, is Fish.
Yeah, I can't help but notice you made me laugh, so you can't see it, but my fingers right now, is my middle finger, it's saying fuck you, Jamie.
Oh, come on, we have to introduce the new people first. It's only courtesy.
You're not new.
That's why I introduced... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, and the entire theory falls apart.
Oh!
And Fish, please stop fingering Jamie. It's just irritating.
Yes, and it hurts.
You'll get dirty by fingering Jamie. I swear.
Stop making everything a perverted yaoi thing.
Well, Pink is not here, so might as well.
Caimind's podcast, the not safe for work edition.
She can tone it down, though.
Well, I have no off switch.
God, that's a dirty laugh. So, shall we begin with Copper? What's your topic for us today?
Well, have you all heard of Marvel Comics' new event coming up called Spider-Verse?
I have indeed.
Very,
What is that?
very,
What?
very, 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 very vaguely.
We get a point.
Yeah, basically what it is, starting November, and it's already basically Edge of Spider-Verse has started, where they feature different, more important Spider-Man versions. There's going to be a storyline in The Amazing Spider-Man called Spider-Verse. There's going to be a event in Marvel Comics The Amazing Spider-Man called Spider-Verse, where it features every Spider-Man version that has ever appeared in the comics. And, yeah, it's going to be pretty freaking weird, considering some of the versions are not incredible or amazing. Like Peter Porker, the Amazing Spider-Ham, which is a real thing, by the way.
Or Spider Zombie Man, or Ninja Spider-Man.
Isn't this a bit like the Spider-Man Dimensions video games? How
Yeah,
they
well,
crossed
yeah,
over?
Shattered Dimensions was
Shattered
like
Dimensions, that's
that,
it.
but, the thing with Shattered Dimensions was it was only 4, and there was, like, a purpose for that. But I'm not exactly, like, we know the plot, basically. There's this, it happened in Superior Spider-Man number 32. Basically, Doc Ock, as Superior Spider-Man, was hopping through dimensions, and he found out that there were a bunch of dead Spider-Men that he was encountering, and in one universe he found the guy that was actually going around and killing them. So he's getting an army of Spider-Men together to defeat that guy.
Isn't that like the Fairly Odd Parents, where Timmy just goes all like, I'm gonna bring all these Crimson Chins from all these little, like, universes and just, like, beat the shit out of Vicky or some shit like that.
Oh, well, maybe.
Spider-Man ripped off Fairly Odd Parents. That's a new low for Marvel.
Dan Slott, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Honestly, though, they were bought by Disney. Were you really that surprised?
Well, I mean,
No!
the comic subsidiary doesn't really have any Disney influence, really. I mean, the movie and the cinematic universe is where I think Disney has the biggest hand.
I made a joke. That's
I
all it
know,
was,
but I
a
broke
joke.
it down. Deal with it.
Now you know how
It's
it feels, Fish.
It's official. I don't like you, Copper. I want you to...
Ye-
Wait a minute.
This was established last time.
And also, Fish, did you make a pun out of your name?
What?
You said official. There's a fish in there.
I didn't intend that.
Can I have a moment to facepalm? Hold on.
I didn't. I mean, you're face
Ow.
palming. You're face palming someone that you have, no ill will against. So
A facepalm is something you do to yourself, numbnuts.
no,
That's official.
It's not.
That's my nickname for you, numbnuts.
Oh, okay. Numbnuts.
You know what's the best thing about numbnuts is the fact that if you kick them in the nuts, they only feel a tingle.
They can't feel it.
Oh my god!
And then if
Let's
you
go
squeeze
from
them,
Marvel
they
to...
just get ticklish and
You're
they
a
come.
numbnuts.
Can we please move on now? I am very uncomfortable.
You started it, but yes.
I did not start anything, Jamie, and I will murder you. Seriously.
I was just preparing that you were going to say
This is a
something.
very civil podcast.
Civil my ass.
Caiminds.
I'll go over to your house and kill you.
Caiminds. It's like a kick in the nuts you can't feel.
No. It's a kick in the nuts that you can feel, but it tingles.
Oh.
I hate all of you right
As you
now.
can tell, we're not a very professional podcast. We go off topic very easily. So, Copper, let's go back.
Okay. Basically, I just wanted to ask your thoughts on that. What do you think about Spider-Verse?
I think it could work. At the same time, I think it could easily fall apart because I'm guessing he's going back in time.
No,
right?
he's not going back in time. They're all crossing dimensions. And the thing is, they've done this before on a much smaller scale with Spider-Man, where Peter Parker from 616, which is the regular Marvel Universe, and Miles Morales from the Ultimate Universe met. But this is something different because it's every Spider-Man ever. And there's only, 26 some pages in an issue of a comic, and we don't know how long this event's going to span. So it's going to be difficult to give everybody the time they need.
I mean, you'll probably find that when it comes to crossovers, especially something like, I'm just trying to think, Wreck-It Ralph, for example. They had all these big names and say, yeah, we're going to have Sonic in it. In fact, Sonic was a big poster boy. He was the one that was on a lot of movie posters, but how long was he in it for? He had one line for 5 seconds. So I'm a bit worried they're going to do that, but then again, it's Marvel. They know how to tell a story. They know what they're doing. So I'm sure they will give the proper ones the time needed. And for example, Peter Porker, the pig version, I'm sure they'll make a joke out of it.
Yeah, like they did that in Shattered Dimensions. He was at the very end after the credits scene. He's like, "Am I late?" or something like that. But the thing is, they launched this line called Edge of Spider-Verse, which is the precursor to it, and they have a bunch of featured incarnations of Spider-Man in that series. Like the first issue was Spider-Man Noir, the second issue was Gwen Stacy as Spider-Woman, and the third issue is Aaron Aikman as the Spider-Man, which I guess is like a robotic kind of thing. I'm not exactly sure. They have Spider-Man Mangaverse and some other version, but those are the main ones that are going to be probably featured a lot more.
So didn't Gwen Stacy, hit the bucket or something?
Oh yeah, she died. She died a while ago, but this is a different universe.
Yeah,
So
different universes are wonky like that.
So in other words, she lives and she gets to fuck, Spider-Man and become Spider-Girl and they can make spider babies, a lot of spider
by the
babies.
way, can I just mention, I hope they don't bring the Spider-Man from Spider-Man Reign in it. Because if you're unfamiliar with Spider-Man Reign, you would know that there are no spider baby having. Once a radioactive person jizzes inside a non-radioactive person, they die of cancer.
But Gwen Stacy
Instead of babies, they get cancer. Classic.
Yep.
But Gwen Stacy, she's Spider-Woman. She can eat him and take all his
Not
radiation.
in the
and make
Amazing
spider
Spider-Man
babies.
movies.
Oh.
He dies in the end.
I've noticed that a lot of multimedia are following the Spider-Verse craze too, because there's a Spider-Man game on iOS now called what's it called? A Spider-Man Unlimited. And basically that's like a temple run
That
type
was the name
game
of a TV
where-
show. That was the name
Yeah,
of
it was
a
the
really
name of a
old
TV show in the 90s. But it's like an infinite runner, kind of like Temple Run. But it features a bunch of different Spider-Man. And then the TV show Ultimate Spider-Man is going to be following that with Web Warriors coming up soon, in which Childish Gambino is going to voice Miles Morales. But, yeah.
What a way to end it. Whoa.
Strong finish
But,
there,
yeah.
numbnuts.
Right, let's move on to Haruko.
Alright. So, basically, yesterday I was going through Funny and they uploaded a beautiful movie and it's called Hal, and it's Hal. So, it's a really good movie. You guys have to watch it. So, the synopsis as I can give it is that...
Without spoilers?
Without spoilers, I'll try my best. Okay. There's a plane crash. In the air. Boom!
The end!
Fizzle. Like that.
This sounds like Lost and Bioshock and... Sorry.
And shut up, Jamie.
Okay.
And also, and the thing is that there's this grandpa that's, like, in this village where they were, like, making kimonos and shit. So he's all, like, sitting there, he's, like, getting a text, he's like, hey, sup, bitch? And then there was a robot just, like, randomly going around, it's like, hi! And then, all of a sudden, behind him, like, above his head, plane crashes, boom! And then the robot's like, ooh! And then they're like, okay, dude, one of the people in that plane is, like, really important, so you have to, like, become that person, because the person's, like, other half is going to be like, oh my god, I'm so sad, I lost my boyfriend, and I'm like, I need to, like, die, and they're like, no, you shouldn't die, you know, we can make a robot partner for you that looks just like him so that you can get over
we
your grief.
can
It's
rebuild
not
him.
as...
Better.
And then
Have the
there's like,
technology.
We have the technology.
And then now all of a sudden
So,
I've got the Daft Punk song stuck in my head.
Better,
So-
faster, better, stronger. Copyrighted!
Way to go,
what,
numbnuts.
what really happens is that so Hal, which is the robot, goes around and is like, I became Hal, so call me Hal from now on, and I'm gonna cure this girl from her, like, I'm gonna make her overcome the grief of this person's, like, this person's death by becoming this person in front of her. And then she was like, go away! He's like, okay. And then he tries to, like get all these wishes that she wanted with her boyfriend. Like, all these wishes that were on these Rubik's Cubes. Like, if you, like, solve one, you get a wish written on it. So he got all these wishes that one by one he, fulfills it to her. And oh my gosh, it's just so, like, it's so sad because they slowly, like, accept each other and, oh. And then there's this big twist at the very end. I'm like, oh my god. Fuck yeah.
You can tell it's super emotional because even describing it, she's just like, oh.
That's
We
really
should
not
make
all
a
that
TV show for Haruko.
That's deep.
Movie synopsis by Haruko. Oh my god, so then this happened, and then, oh my god, they rebuilt him, and then, oh my god, it was so cute because they fell in love. Sorry, Haruko.
Yeah, but that's what I can give it to
She's
you.
looking at you sharpening her knife.
That's the only thing I can give to you without spoilers.
She just gives you all the feels right now.
So, do you recommend it?
Oh, definitely. Like, if you are into, like, movies, like the anime movies that Funimation just pukes up every time and, like, says it's pretty, yeah, you'll love it. And especially this one that has so much feels in it, you'd be like, oh, I want to rip out my heart and implant a new one because it hurts.
So, where can we find it, Haruko?
Well, they're selling limited edition DVDs right now.
Oh, I have
so
to
that
buy
I
it?
think-
I'm out.
Well, there's also the fact that you can actually watch the movie on their own channel on YouTube, so
was
that when
kidding.
you watch it and you like it, you can support them by buying their DVDs. And right now there's a limited edition with the art book in it. So if you really like this movie and you're a very big fan of it, you might want to get the limited edition while you can, because it has a lot of stuff in there that you might really enjoy because you like this movie.
That's cool.
Sounds good. I might actually
Yeah.
check it out, so...
Oh my
You
God,
sold
you
it,
should.
Haruko. You sold it well.
I know, right?
Okay, Fish, what's your topic without going into it? Let me just...
Without what?
What's your topic? Because I might do mine first before yours.
It's about an anime release.
I'll do mine first then.
Asshole. I'm giving you the double middle finger right now, Jamie. I just want you to know that.
Oh, shit.
He's-
Fishy, please stop putting it in his pee
Oh,
hole.
wow. Okay.
Ouch!
Oh, wow.
Haruko, go to the corner.
I'm already in the corner. My ass is like sticking up in it.
Oh!
I
need an adult!
You walked into it, Buster!
Let's quickly move on to my topic before it gets way, way dark. Okay. So, in August 15th, Jackie Chan went on record to say he refuses to do Rush Hour 4 unless he sees a script first. He said, and I quote, "I don't need a Rush Hour 4. They need a Rush Hour 4. They need to show me a script. I don't want to do a rubbish script just because they want to make the movie." And that was back in August 15th. The reason I'm saying this is because 2 days ago, as of recording, so the 2nd of October, it was announced they are making a Rush Hour TV show. So, and if you don't know what Rush Hour is, it's basically an Asian detective from, in fact, a Chinese detective from China comes to America to help solve a case that is related to a powerful governor or a powerful politician from China. And he teams up with an LAPD cop, Chris Tucker, and hilarity ensues because it's a buddy cop movie and obviously cultural differences make it funny. And
it's Kung Pao fried chicken.
Yes. And they just got some really good banter. They've got really good chemistry. They work off each other's emotions, feelings, comedy, timing. So they just made a very good buddy comedy movie together. And then second one, in my opinion, I honestly believe Rush Hour 2 was superior. It was funny, it had better action. The story was slightly better, but that's just my opinion. Rush Hour 3 was terrible. So that is why I think Jackie Chan wants to see a script first, because he knows Rush Hour 3 wasn't as strong as second or the first one.
What setting was in the first one?
The first one, sorry?
What country?
Oh, the country they were in America.
What's the second one?
The second one they were in Hong Kong and then they went to LA. And in the third one they started in LA and went to Paris.
I don't know, like this whole like agreement thing, like with actors needing to see something, reminds me of what was just happened. I think it was yesterday. Robert Downey Jr. said he wouldn't do Iron Man 4. He wouldn't consider it unless Mel Gibson was directing it.
Well, I was actually going to talk about that for the topic, but then when I read into the article, apparently it wasn't. It wasn't a direct comment. It was more of yeah, why not? Or
right,
yeah, I suppose so. It was that type of conversation. It wasn't like, yeah, I would only do it if this happened.
Right.
So yeah, but the reason Jackie Chan didn't want to do it is because he wanted to see a script. And the TV show, I'm not sure. It could just be coincidence that they were going to announce a TV show, as they are, as some reports are saying. I'm not sure if they're true or not as of now. But apparently they were still thinking about doing the movie as well as the TV show, probably because the TV show is going to follow the movie, or it's going to be at the same time as the movie, similar to how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is it the same cast, or is it like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though?
Well, I don't know. What they're going to do is, as far as I'm aware, is they're going to have another buddy cop team up. So it'll be either... I doubt it'll be Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker again, because they're two major actors, and then it'll cost a fortune. And so I reckon they're going to get two new cops who are just new. They're new to the force, and then they just team up and they're friends, and then they just work together. I don't think it'll be on the scale that East meets West type of thing. So I'm really excited. I must honestly admit, I am excited because I like buddy cop movies. I think they can work if they've got good script writing, good chemistry between the actors and the characters. So I'm looking forward to it because I think it can be good, but that's why I said it can be good, not it will be good, because there is possibility it will suck.
Well,
so
here's the
I'm
thing.
still skeptical.
I think the best way to actually approach the whole the Rush Hour TV show is to actually not make it into like a TV show, but make it into like Jackie Chan Adventures, where everybody's animated and all these people are like there, so that Jackie Chan can be played by someone else with a similar voice. So it's cheaper and it's funnier. There's more animated like scenes where you can actually show more action with a lot more comedy.
The thing with that is you've got to figure out how to market like an animation to a more adult audience. And that's
Family Guy works.
Family Guy does that,
works.
but that's because Family Guy is established like that. Like, with a show like that, you've got to figure out how you can get fans of the movies and, like, live-action jumping-off point to an animation standpoint.
Well, there's a thing called trailers.
Yeah, I see your point, Copper, but remember there was The Mask TV show. I mean, to be fair, The Mask was based on the comic, but they originally made the TV show because of the popularity of the movie. They did the same with Dumb and Dumber.
Right, but were those cartoons any good?
The Mask was good.
Was it? I never saw
Dumb
the
and
Mask
Dumber.
cartoon.
Dumb and Dumber, I can't remember it being good because
I mean, there's things like Back to the Future, the cartoon, which was awful. Karate Kid cartoon, wasn't that a thing?
I think it was, but I haven't seen it.
But Jackie Chan Adventures was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah, but that's because
didn't
it was
have,
its own
a movie
thing.
it was based off of.
Yeah, it was its own thing. So
I think Ghostbusters.
I can actually see it working as a cartoon. I think you're right, Haruko. It would be better if it was a cartoon now, because you can make it a kids' TV show instead. I think that would still work. I think it'll still be funny. I would consider watching it depending on how it was, but I don't think kids would enjoy it as much because
it'll help them like get their career straight. Some kids are going like, "Oh my god, that guy has a gun and can shoot. Let's be cops."
Well, again, still, what was that? What was that cartoon? Was it Bonkers the Cat where he teamed up with a human?
Oh yeah,
Nickelodeon or
Disney.
Disney.
Was it Disney or Nickelodeon?
Disney.
I think it was
Right.
Nick.
Disney.
No, it's Disney.
All right,
Oh,
it's
okay.
2-1 for Disney.
Well,
But yeah, that
Majority rules, numbnuts.
that kind of worked, but in terms of like viewership, but it wasn't a good show. I don't know. I'm very skeptical about it now that I know there is a possibility it could be a cartoon, but NBC are looking into it. So, but one thing that probably won't make it a cartoon now is because Chris... Oh my god, I can't remember his name. Chris Brett?
What are you talking about?
Oh, where's my DVD? My DVD!
Way to have your shit together, Jamie.
Ah!
This is our boss, ladies and gentlemen.
I found it! My headphones are off, so I can't hear you.
He's so organized.
Dick, and I wouldn't have known.
Dick.
Well, I wasn't expecting.
Dick.
Fish, I never knew you liked so much dick.
He's a nice person.
Oh, not even close. Brett Ratner. Brett Ratner, the director of the free Rush Hour movie, is going to be the executive producer for the TV show. So it's more likely going to be a live action thing.
That's cool.
I still look forward to it. I think it can work. I think it can be good, but only with the right people involved. Okay, Fish, shall we finish up with you?
Alright, well, if it's not out yet, it will soon be out, but there's an anime released of that's going to be released soon, or, again, if it hasn't already, of a series called Nanatsu No Taizai, or The Seven Deadly Sins. And it's, it's written by Nakaba Suzuki. I don't remember. Let's see. It's run by...
Isn't he the one that... Sorry.
Yeah, I've told you about it several times, but it's run by Weekly Shonen Magazine, and it's about this a former group of knights known as the Seven Deadly Sins, who were like these unforgivable criminals who were basically, condemned to be knights to serve for this kingdom, and they were among some of the more legendary knights that were ever known, but they got disbanded about 10 years ago because they supposedly tried to overthrow the kingdom. And then, sometime afterwards, the Holy Knights end up, throwing a coup and capture the king and stuff like that. So one of the king's daughters, a princess named Elizabeth, actually leaves her kingdom and her father to rediscover the 7 deadly sins and ask them to help fight to take back the kingdom. So it's an interesting series, and I honestly didn't think it would get animated.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's the same people that made that series where it's like the Prince and the Pauper series where, like, the poor guy finds a guy that looks just like him, and the one that looks just like him ended up being a prince, and he got shot in the head by a sniper, and people thought he was the prince, so they took him into the castle, and he ended up being, like, this emissary of, like, peace to try to get rid of all these aliens. And the thing is, it ended up only being 2 volumes because those fuckers in Japan are like, oh my god, it's Bleach!
What?
Bleach got a new chapter out! Or, oh my god, Naruto! Let's go, like, fuck these Naruto, like, chapters while we just, like, throw away the other stuff. So, like, their popularity dropped even though they have a really good story and they're underappreciated.
Okay, but here's the main problem with that theory, though, is that, with Sensei No Bulge, which is what she was talking about, that was done by Weekly Shonen Jump. Those are the guys that run Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, etc. With the 7...
So it's in the same thing.
No,
right?
No, Nanatsu no Taizai, the 7 Deadly Sins, is published by Weekly Shonen Magazine, so they're not on the same prints. They're on completely different ones, but, yeah, Sensei No Bulge is something else entirely. It was just something that only had about 2 volumes, and, it had potential, but it didn't end up going anywhere. It only came up with like 16 chapters, and I guess the ratings weren't high enough for it to continue, so it just ended up
because of Bleach and Naruto taking up the ass.
Oh.
But yeah, the 7 Deadly Sins is in a completely different, publication, so like let's see, I haven't read the manga in a long time, so I don't know how long, but it's been running since, let's see, I can't freaking remember.
I'm waiting for volume 2.
It's been out for like about 2 years now, roughly. I mean, give it a couple more days, and I think it'll be 2 years to the exact day. So it's been out for a while, and it's got a fair amount of chapters. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'd have to look them up real quick, but they've lasted for quite a while. I just never thought it would be one of those series that actually got its own animated series.
But are you looking forward to it?
With the manga, eventually I kind of got bored. I mean, it was interesting for a while. Like, you have Melodius, who is the captain of the 7 Deadly Sins and known as the Dragon's Sin of Wrath, and he is pretty much the owner of this movable tavern called the Pig Hats, and he looks like a kid, but there's something going on with where he's a lot older than he appears, and there's some really freaky shit he can do, including with a broken sword that means a lot to him, and there's a lot of these other mysteries that really seem like they could be going somewhere, but then it's just like I keep reading it, and it just did not keep me focused for a while, so I don't know. If it's an anime, it could be good, but again, I don't know how it would end up working, since it is one of those series that, for the most part, drags its feet. It takes you a while before you see another 7 Deadly Sins, or where you find out something else that's going on with the series, so it's sluggish, and what gets you interested in it doesn't really tend to get that much focus on. Like, you'll get interested in some new stuff, but then, they don't technically focus on it for long periods of time, and that's just kind of what ended up wearing me down. It's just like, they keep introducing interesting stuff, but for the most part, it's not really going anywhere yet. And it takes...
So basically like a Tekyo Hitman Reborn.
It's taking its sweet-ass time taking its threads anywhere.
So like a Tekyo Hitman Reborn.
I suppose so. Just, maybe a bit more sluggish.
Right, with the end of that topic, shall we move on to what's on your Caimind?
I swear to God, I'm going to shoot you for coming up with a bullshit name like that.
It wasn't me, actually. It was LJ.
No, I'm the one who edited that shit. I know who said it first, and it was fucking you, Jamie.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
So, What's on Your Caimind is basically the podcast where we ask each other questions and we get some hilarity.
Like we didn't already do that before with the emails.
Yeah, but no one emailed.
Yeah, so we just made up the own shit, so really, what's different?
Okay. Let's roll the dice to see who goes first.
Oh, like you actually have a die.
That's a coin?
How did you know?
Because I heard it.
Come on, it has metal sound.
Yeah, okay, it was a coin. So let's say, it landed on 2. And by the power of magic, it's copper.
Okay. Surprise, surprise, another comic-related question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about the new Thor being a female and the new Captain America being Falcon, a.k.a. Black?
Is this in terms of the movies or the comics?
No, this is in terms of the comics. I don't know if they're going to move it to the movies, but they probably won't.
Is Thor hot?
I guess.
Does she have a big ass and a good cooch?
I guess. Comic
Does she have big breasts?
I'd imagine comic books.
Does she have big nipples?
I can't imagine. I can't imagine we'd say.
Okay, imagine the design with Wonder Woman crossed with armor from
Supergirl?
Oh.
Here, let me.
Xena.
Let me
There you
just
go,
get a
Xena,
picture.
the warrior princess. That type of armor.
Okay, I found a picture that includes the other Captain America as well.
Oh wow, she has some really big meaty nips right there. I mean, like, it goes through her armor. I mean, like, oh my gosh, Thor.
No, it's Thor. Just regular Thor.
Okay, look, if you look at it closely, it's like as if the nipples are so hard that it just pierced through the aluminum, and then you can just see the, like...
Oh my god, they look like they have as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about aluminum nipples now. That's our new that's our hashtag this week, aluminum nipple.
There you go.
It's either that or Thor's like, you know what? My nipples will feel very squished in this, so boom, 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 boom. There we go.
Maybe that's what was going through Batman's head and Batman Forever when they included bat nipples.
And that ass.
Oh god.
And then they didn't even bother doing that for, like, Barbara.
Nope.
And Barbara ended up getting, like, the rounded thing.
But yeah, taking off point, back to the thing, I don't care either way. So what if Captain America's black? So what if Thor is a chick?
No, I was just wondering what
care.
your thoughts on it are. Do you think, like, for all the outrage on the internet, like, you obviously don't care, but, like, what are your reactions to it? Like, do you have any thoughts at all?
No, pretty much just big whoop.
For Captain America, it makes sense because I'm familiar with how he becomes Captain America. But I'm not too keen on a female Thor.
Well, the thing is,
but then again, I'm not sure how.
The thing is with Thor,
the
Thor's only pretty much Thor because the hammer has an inscription on it that says, whoever be worthy. Like, whoever lift this hammer, whoever may be worthy may possess the power of Thor or whatever.
Oh, and, I know that, but I don't know how she's worthy. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because Thor lost something. I can't remember exactly what happened, but Thor lost his ability to be worthy, so he's just a regular person now. And,
he works in an office, typing on a computer.
She was worthy now. I haven't read Thor #1. It just came out recently. But, like, maybe, I think it was a few days ago. But... It's different because I think comics as a whole are becoming more inclusive of, like, they're moving away from the stereotypes that we've usually had.
Yeah.
I don't mind when they do stuff like that. Like, I can see us, adding more female heroes, more black heroes, more, non-whites, non-males to, do all this stuff. At some point we could start having transsexual heroes and stuff like that, and I'll be okay with that, but I generally do like a good reason. Like, when everyone first talked about Black Spider-Man, that was pretty much just the thing. Like, Peter Parker was becoming black. It's just like, don't fucking do shit like that. I mean,
Peter Parker wasn't becoming black.
Yeah, I know that later on it was clarified, but at first everyone was saying, like, they're turning Peter Parker black. It's like, why the fuck are they doing that? I mean, if you're gonna have, like, a black kid become Spider-Man, don't make him Peter Parker, too. Like, give a black kid Spider-Man powers, but don't make him Peter Parker. That's fucking retarded. Don't just take characters that we've already had floating around there and just say, we need to appear more sensitive. Let's change this guy, not just the hero, but the actual guy. Let's make Bruce Wayne black. Let's make Kal-El black. Let's make, let's do shit like that. No, don't do that. Fucking stupid.
Well, here's the main thing that got me interested in Thor was the fact that in the old Norse mythology, Loki was actually gender bending himself constantly, fucking animals, and that's how we got all these messed up shits in the world,
including an
And if,
8-legged horse.
The thing with the comics mythology, there's no real takeaway from actual Norse mythology other than the base. Because you've got Hercules in Marvel Comics too, and that's a completely different mythology. I don't think it's supposed to be based on the actual story.
Just very loose association with popular names, pretty much.
Yeah.
But if Loki can do it, so can Thor, and so can Odin. Odin will look like a sexy bitch with all that beard.
But no, this isn't, Thor deciding, to undergo a sex change operation. This is, him dropping the hammer and someone else picking it up. I mean, look, Wonder Woman already did it. Wonder Woman did it at one point.
Yeah, this is the woman. They've clarified completely, they've just said completely outright that this is Thor. It's not female Thor. It's not Thorette. It's not Thorita. She is Thor, the Thor.
Okay, so let's move on to Fish's question.
All right. I'm going to tie this into something that happened. Yesterday, the president of the U.S. decided to come down here to take a tour and, I guess, give a speech over at Millennium Steel that does products for Toyota or something like that. So that was apparently, a small thing. It wasn't open to the public, so I wasn't able to be there. But, yeah, I'll just base a question off that. Because in the end, what happened is I did a fat lot of nothing, so... But if someone of importance like the president, or whatever qualifies for you, Jamie, because I don't fucking know your people and its cultures, but if an important political person just, suddenly just, came to make a stop in, your general area, the town where you reside, what would you be doing?
Watching anime. I honestly do not care about politics. I mean, well... I vote, I'm kept up on the news, but if someone comes to unless I actually have to say something, I just don't. I wouldn't go out my way to see them. Let's put it that way, because they're probably not going to listen. They're probably just to know.
Because the thing with keeping up with politics is it's a full-time job basically. If you look away for a second, things are going to happen, and you're going to spend a while catching up. It's such a fast-moving area that it's hard to keep up with it in general.
You know what would be so cool is the fact that if that president came over to the Toyota area and dressed up like Hatsune Miku, it would be so much funnier.
Oh dear God!
Because Toyota and Hatsune Miku are so
Photoshop that shit. There you go. You're welcome, viewers.
And you know what's even funnier is the fact that, speaking of which, you know how in Japan they have this hotel like this city or this prefecture or something that has all these hotels for couples and shit. They actually made a bit this chip thingy where you put when you put your phone onto a certain area, your favorite the Love Girls or whatever, the visual novel characters from the DS, they'll appear right next to you.
Because that's totally not creepy at all.
How did we get from President of the United States coming to your town to holographic whatever her name is?
This is what happens when you indulge my girlfriend.
Right, let's just quickly move on. Haruko, what's your question? Oh no, we've had your question.
She didn't answer it though. She went off on that tangent.
Alright, I'm gonna go. I will let Haruko go last because I'm sure it's gonna be weird. So my question is...
Way to ignore me, asshole.
Shut you. My question is, which cartoon character from your childhood do you think would have ended up in jail by now, and for what reason?
I got mine.
There are plenty.
Oh, go on then, Copper.
Alright, Ed, and Eddie. Ed would end up in jail for stealing. And probably he would get beaten up for hustling.
Double D? I can never... Yeah, I'm the same. Double D just now. Sounds funny to me. Right. But what would Double D be?
I don't know if he actually would get in jail. I don't know how badly messed up he would be from hanging around with Ed and Eddie, just all that shit. That it would depend on how bad it messed him up, but I could see him eventually getting into meth, like making meth. I could see him.
Oh, God.
I could see him as like a meth producer.
Like Breaking Bad.
Kind of.
The smart one. Getting into
Kind of.
Oh my god, Breaking Bad, the Ed and Eddie edition. That'll be cool for Cartoon
That is
Network.
hilarious.
And Double D, no, not Double D, Eddie.
Or Double D finally reveals what's under his hat, and it's a gun, and he shoots somebody.
No. I don't think it's a gun per se. I think it's a second dick. Because, his hat is like always uppity up in the way. So I'm like, oh my gosh, he has a limp dick underneath.
Wait, I've just realised you said Ed would be in jail for hustling. That Eddie's the wheeler dealer.
No,
Ed
I
is
said
the
Eddie.
dumb one. Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you said Ed. Right, what would Ed be?
Ed's a stupid one. He'd probably be in jail for indecent exposure.
Oh,
Or we can just go like copyright infringement. He looks like a Simpsons character that has been screwed up in the balls.
Fish, which character?
I don't know. I can't. Nothing comes to mind readily. I'm sure there's plenty to work with, but.
Well, while he's thinking about it, I should just mention all the cast of Sailor Moon in a ways.
Oh dear God.
Prostitution.
All of them, well, for a given, they have indecent exposure every time they transform. And there's also the fact that there's property damage, making people go insane, stealing from them. There's also Ray, who burns everything, so another property damage. There's Venus, who basically rips off of her own show. And then, like, all these other things that happen. And all the villains, obviously, they will go to jail, but they'll come out because they're like, I can disappear and teleport! And I also think that any of the Dragon Ball Z characters were also gonna get, like, in jail, but they're gonna be the one who's raping everybody in there.
Oh, God.
Assuming you could even put them in jail to begin with.
No, it's like Yamcha goes in there's like, hey guys, let's rape him. Oh, I'm gonna rape you instead.
Hey,
And then he just like,
what's the scanner say about his asshole level? It's over 9,000! Sorry.
That was lame.
No.
That's lame even for you.
No. It's more like, and Vegeta just goes on there. It's like, who's the alpha bitch? I am. Who's the beta bitch? All of you. Now go and bend on all four.
Oh.
Consider yourself lucky. I am the Prince of all Saiyans.
Vegeta! Vegeta! I'm watching you.
I just know Omni is going to kill us if he hears this episode because he's a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. And he still hasn't forgiven me for telling him that I don't watch Dragon Ball and I hate it. So.
Oh, man. You just, like, and then the guards just come in and he's like, hey, what's going on here? Oh. Like, are you
Hi,
next?
I'm Nappa, and this is Vegeta. He was a prison bitch.
Right, Fish, quick. What's your answer?
Fuck it, I have no answer. I can't think of anything.
Okay then, Haruko, what is your question? I'm afraid.
Well, I wonder if I can ask you this, but okay. So, anyways, here's the real question: is that if your girlfriend/boyfriend stood you up like that, what would you do?
Depending on the situation.
Like you put on these like nice G-strings and this belt.
I do not need to picture Jamie in a G-string.
I would sit her down and talk about my feelings.
I don't know. I'll just play games and say, and if she stands me up, I'll just say, "Oh, you forgot? Oh, I forgot too."
If I was if
And then
we
just
were
carry on
both
playing and
gamers
then-
and she did that to me, I'd delete her save.
Oh,
Oh,
you mean bastard!
oh, all those progress.
God, could you imagine if you did that in Skyrim?
Oh God.
Oh. Oh my god.
I wouldn't care about Skyrim. I don't care about Skyrim anymore.
Well, that's all we have to discuss today on the Comic Con Inspirational Minds podcast. Thank you.
Actually, I do have a bit of surprise news for you, Jamie. I went to Vistaprint and I had 500 copies of the Villainy Incorporated card I showed you printed off. So yeah, I'll be planning to hand these out somewhere, somehow, that has the front side with the Villainy logo along with the name, and then on the back side is the hashtag we're using.
If you want to find out what Fish is talking about, watch this space. But anyway, guys, that is all for the Comic Con Inspirational Minds podcast. I've been Jamiethecomic. Thank you for joining me. That has been Haruko.
Hello. I mean, bye-bye. I don't know what to do anymore.
This is Copper.
Bye-bye.
That was also Fishdragon.
I have nothing witty to say.
And just for the record, Fishdragon and Haruko's display pictures are so cute.
Vegeta.
Basically, what they did is, in fact, I'll put it on screen if you're watching this on YouTube or the website, but basically they've got two pictures together and they cut them so it looks like they're together. Oh. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us, but until next time, see you later, guys, and keep on being awesome. Ha ha!
Did you really just do that?
Yeah.
Why?